wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wonder what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Times gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, good morning, Robertson County. This is 1100 WSGI. I'm your turn Laverne, and for the record, I got here at 15 till, and of course I still sign on a minute or so late because I get to talking to everybody and doing things. Mayor Billy Vogel's in the house. Mayor, welcome. I know.
When's the fair people gonna come talk?
They've been here. Are you kidding me? He was here Thursday, and I'll be talking about it all week. I'm trying to get them in here. Fair week is just a little too much because they're busy. So we've talked several times about the fair, and of course he left me a couple of books. He said you need one, so you take one of those, and then I'll hang on to this one. But one of the first things you turn to is the music.
Music. It's a double picture.
I'm telling you.
It's every night. In fact,
It's fabulous. Well, see now this on the left side of the book, that's for the songwriter stage that they're going to be doing. Yeah, they're going to do that over by the concession stand. You know that little coloring they've got behind the stands.
yeah.
That's where that's going to be. And then that's Tuesday. Is there a weekly night on there? I can't remember. I've got
Hello, neighbors. This is Bob Bell with Austin and Bell Funeral Home.
Wednesday night is the only
Did you
night
know
they
there
don't
are
have
more than
something that's in the book
125
because Wednesday night is
decisions that
faith
must be
night.
made at the
And so
time
they're
of a
going to
death?
have spiritual
Well, most
stuff
people
going on.
don't.
And,
But that doesn't have to be the case.
Tommy Marsh
Those matters
is
can
the
be
one who's
addressed
been
in
booking
advance.
the
Social
music.
Security,
And I just
veterans
love that guy.
benefits.
He is hysterical.
How much will it cost?
He's one of our
There are so
new
many
transplants
questions,
from
and
California.
we have the answers.
And I
Our
went
family
and saw
service
him
counselor,
at, is it
Sean
Terry's Bar and
Patterson,
Grill, I
can
think they
provide the
call it,
information
over there
needed to
near,
pre-plan at
CVS.
no cost
But,
or obligation.
It's a
Call
it's
her
kind of, it's
today
just a little,
at
little hole in the wall kind of thing. But we
615-384-1000
went in there
to
and
learn
heard
more.
him Saturday
Thank
night,
you.
and
Lawrence
he had the guy
Bob
that's
Hogue III,
the guy that's going to be
70 of
featured
Springfield,
on
died
Tuesday
September
night.
2nd at
Well,
Centennial
tonight,
Medical
that's
Center.
I
His
can't
remains
keep my
are
days
at the
straight.
Austin and Bell
Justin,
Funeral Home in
Justin
Springfield.
and
Memorial
Truth
service will
Jones.
be
Now,
conducted
Truth was not
Saturday,
with him,
September
but
24
Justin
at 4 p.m.
is going to be
Tony
there
Cobb
tonight. You
officiating.
know, he
The
was
family will
fabulous. He's
receive
got that
friends
real
on
kind of
September
rock
24 from
voice,
3
kind
to
of
4
gravelly,
p.m. A
and man,
memorial
he can play
contribution
the
should be
guitar.
made to the
And then
Robertson
Tommy
County Animal
Marsh,
Control.
again,
He is
I'm
survived by
just
his
so
wife,
intrigued.
Diane
He is
Q.
such a great
Hogue,
blues
brother
player. He's the one
Tommy
who put on
and
the
wife
Blues
Crystal
Festival.
Lee, and sister
And so
Ellen
Tommy's
Gregory,
playing
and several nieces
on
and
Friday
nephews.
night.
Austin and Bell Funeral Home in Springfield
it's
is
gonna be
in
a great
charge
night.
of
That's Monster
arrangements
Truck
for
night.
Lawrence
Friday night's gonna
Bob
be
Hogue
cool.
III,
It's gonna be
age
Oh, I know it. And so we got Justin playing tonight. Tomorrow night's Faith night, and then Thursday night, Mr. Perry's music. is playing. The kiddos, and I think Perry's band is also playing because he's got a grown-up band too. I'm not sure, but Tommy told me that he was pretty sure that the grown-ups were playing as well. So we'll have to get with Perry and ask. I'll try to give Perry a call. I'd have him on, but I just don't have an open slot this week.
During the election, some of those kids was in White House, like on Music on the Square or whatever they have in White House.
Yeah.
And you talking about rocking.
Oh, I'm telling you, they're good. Yeah, they're real good. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun seeing the kiddos play. And then on Saturday night, so in the book it says Roadhouse Roosters. They had to reschedule. Something happened with them, and so they can't be there. But if you were at the Blues Festival, there was a 13-year-old kid out of Gallatin, I want to say, or Hendersonville, up Sumner County way, that Tommy's gotten to know. And he's just he's just like a prodigy, really, and can just play. And so he was at the Blues Festival, and everybody was just so intrigued by this kid. And so now Tommy is going to be up with him on the stage on Saturday night, and this kid's going to be there. I don't know him at all, but I'm going to try my best to get by there. I think I've got a baseball game that afternoon, but I'm going to go Friday. And
baseball.
My
Still getting baseball in?
Well, my grandson plays, and he pretty good. So Mama got to be there.
What catches
as much as
me
she
about
can.
this catalog here is how well it's put together.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Whoever did this did a tremendous job.
I don't know who did this.
And when you look at all the stuff that's going on, there's a lot of work to putting on a fair.
You bet there is.
Especially when you go in there and see all the exhibits and the contest. I remember one time I won a blue ribbon with a watermelon. A couple of years back. But
you won red ribbon with watermelon?
Yeah, with a watermelon. I was kind of surprised. I had a nice one in there. And let me tell you, I went to a lot of work with that watermelon plant. Yeah. I had in my mind when I put it out. I went out to the cow pasture, of course, and I got some of that stuff.
Manure.
Yes, and put it in there, and then I put
magic manure.
And then I kept some fertilizer raked around a little bit, and watered it some. And boy, you talking about it was a nice watermelon. Yeah.
Very good.
Got a blue ribbon on it.
Well, very good. And I mean, you're going to see all those, the things that are going to be in competition, they were brought in this weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's all in there. Now, the baked goods and things like that, I think, come in maybe today. I can't remember.
I was a judge one time on that. You're talking about tough.
Yeah.
Tasting pies and stuff. Yeah, and cakes. And
you might gain a pound or two. So, and then too, now, remember, I don't know. I haven't heard who won Fairest of the Fair. I didn't pay a lot of attention to that. I apologize. But if somebody knows who won Fairest of the Fair and all of that, you can put up the winners because that's already happened. And they'll be featured in the parade. Today's the parade, by the way.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Today is the parade, so you don't want to miss the fair parade. And the baby contest, the little contest, right? They're doing that with photographs this year. And so you got to go by the exhibition hall and vote for your favorite baby. And they're Robertson County babies. Because
you can load this ballot box.
I'm thinking, well, here's the thing. If they had allowed any baby to be in it, mine would be in there because mine's so cute. My grandchildren, but they're in Sumner County, so they can't compete. It's got to be Robertson County babies. So, and I think it's 2 and under, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. Somebody will put some notes up in the comments. But fair time, y'all, today. Yay!
Yeah, it's
going to be awesome.
Coming in this morning, a lot of the corn has been thrashed.
What there was with it.
There was deer standing out there everywhere grazing. Right about, really the sun went him up yet.
Yeah.
And the barns are smoking. And here I am wearing my orange and white hat for Florida, Tennessee week. It's Thursday's first day of fall.
Well, and bow season opens this weekend.
And here we are. It may break a record temperature today for the heat.
Well, but it's going to go right back down.
Yeah, and it's funny how fast this year's gone by.
Oh, I know. I can't believe it. I'm flipping through my booking calendar where I keep up with the shows and all of those things, and I'm just going, how in the world are we already to September and almost through September? It's incredible. Yeah.
And it seemed like you go places and already trying to get Christmas stuff out.
Oh, wow. My students, God bless them, we've got a really fabulous classroom up at Greenbrier.
Let's go ask you, how's that going?
You need to come see me.
You ain't spanked nobody yet?
Oh, yeah. We can't do that anymore, brother. Not that some of them couldn't use a good behind spanking, but I'm just saying. But I digress. But we have a really fabulous classroom, high ceiling. I tease the kids. I said, it's really kind of built like a sound stage. And my husband pointed out, he goes, when this school was built, I bet it was some kind of a workshop, like for welding or something like that, and then repurposed.
You're probably in the old stage area. Yeah.
But it is a big, just big, cavernous classroom, big high ceilings, and it has, it could be a very small sound stage, but it would be, that type of, it's got really high ceilings. Well, we can put in a big Christmas tree is my point. And so the kiddos, the students have already been like, Miss Vivio, we need to put in a big Christmas tree, and we need to do it, at Thanksgiving. And I'm like, let's do it when we get back from Thanksgiving. I'll be open to doing it as soon as we get back from Thanksgiving, but not until Thanksgiving's over.
Your class is it one of the first of its kind in Robeson County?
They've had audio video before. They had a Mr. DeMumbrium that teaches English at Greenbrier. He went to Springfield, I think, and he talked about a broadcast class he took in Springfield. And if I've got that right, if that's where the school he attended, they had something, and he talks about it. And it's sounds like it was a structured program. And then I know that there has been past audio video classes that have been, there was one many years ago at Greenbrier, but nothing to the degree that we're going to build. Because that's why I remind the kiddos, or the students, I'm trying to call them students, not kids. Because it's 9 to 12.
Well, Dr. calls them kiddos, our kiddos.
Does he call them kiddos? Okay.
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Well, and so I tell them we're birthing this program. And so we've got to, not be impatient as they bring things in. And so we've got equipment that's due to get here in November. We've got things that, we're anticipating. And we plan to, in the main area, that's where we do our teaching, and we do most of the video editing and things like that. And then there's a side room that we're turning into basically a studio, where we're going to set up a place to do voiceover work, as in commercials that are just audio. Because I had a student the other day, bless him, he is so good. He is so good at video editing. And he did a video piece for the documentary. One of my classes is going to do a documentary on Bigfoot, and it's going to be a kind of a satire documentary. It's going to have a funny twist to it. It's going to be kind of a parody satire kind of thing with some of the serious information too. But he did it basically a promo for that. And he was like, I've got to do a voiceover. And we couldn't get things working. So we finally just picked up his computer, took it into the studio. I hooked up one of my microphones to it, and he did a voiceover. And it's just fabulous. It's just awesome. And then, so we're going to have that set up. And then we're going to also do a podcast too.
Are the kids learning to do what you do with that right there? You're moving.
They're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to. We're getting a board, and they're going to learn to do all those things. And I've only had one or two that have really voiced real interest in saying, I might want to do something in the broadcast field. Now, this one young man, and I'm not going to tell you his name because I don't have his permission to call him out, but the one that I was telling you about that did the voiceover and the little promo for the documentary, he wants to be a filmmaker.
Yeah,
that's what he wants to do, and he's got just a talent. He's just got that. He knows what he's doing,
Good for him.
Yeah. So, and then there's several that just enjoy it and dabble in it, and they want to maybe let it be a part of what they do. Barry Richards is a very good example. He is a marketer that is very good at photography and videography, and he takes it and he uses that to promote their real estate. And so that's why I tell the students is that audio and video is such a part of who we are because we're such a social media driven society now.
Marketing.
Yeah. There's just so much. I mean, you need to have that video present. I've been in radio since 1980. And trust me, it's only in the last 10 years that I had to care what I looked like in front of in radio, because I spent most of my career in T-shirt and ball caps, and I just but now they want to put a camera on you everywhere you go, And so you have to be presentable. And so everything is video and, and what you're going to put out there on your social media platform. And if you don't have a social media platform, you really don't do as well.
Yeah, let me put a plug in. Like, I think today, 104.5, that Sports Talk, is going to be at Greenbrier at the new McDonald's. I'm pretty sure today. And when the first time I went, you wonder, you hear the voices, but you don't know what these people look like.
Yeah.
And I was shocked, because I thought one of them would be bigger than what he was. And, they talk sports all the time. But to see them in person doing their show and how they got along. In fact, they was up walking around.
Yeah.
Had their
doing a live remote.
But excuse me, I think they're going to be there at Greenbrier today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's that's when I first got in radio. That was one of the things I did, remotes all over the place, and people were always, they're like, you're much bigger than I thought you would be, because I'm a girl, and they expect me to be one way or another, and I just
I think Aaron Slate's out there somewhere. Aaron, do whatever you do on the computer and tell us if I'm right.
If anybody can verify that they're going to be at the McDonald's in Greenbrier, please let us know.
It's 104.5, and I think Thursday scheduled a ribbon cutting for the McDonald's, but I think they still got to work some things out with the electrical inspectors from the state, which Kerry Roberts and Dr. Kumar is on that.
Okay, well, we'll reach out to them and see if we can't find out something. But it's a big week. It's Fair Week. McDonald's may be opening in Greenbrier. Oh, my goodness. So much going on. And Mayor Billy Vogel is here. And it took us 15 minutes to say hello.
Sure did. We haven't seen each other in a month.
That's right. We have to catch up.
And I wanted to hear what U-Turn's got going in their classroom.
You got to come see me.
I'm very interested.
When are you going to come see me?
Well, we'll have to put it in the book.
Okay.
I can't believe how fast my book, like tomorrow, I've got to go to Nashville. Tomorrow's my Nashville day where I'm chairman of the MPO. And what that is, that's the Transportation Policy Board that tries to work with TDOT on projects around Middle Tennessee. And, of course, we're trying to get some of these projects, like in Robinson County. But I've said it before, TDOT, if you wanted something yesterday, you should have been working on it 15 years ago.
Right.
That's how far back they are.
Right.
And then the projects they got going now, with the way asphalt's gone up, and anything they put out for bid and come back, the price is probably, it's unreal. Mm-hmm. The money they appropriated's not enough.
Right.
We're seeing that. In fact, there's some TDEC money out there now for infrastructure to the counties and cities, and there's supposed to be a little bit left that the state's going to have left, and I hear TDOT's got their hand out on that, and if they do, they'll probably get it.
Okay.
Yeah, because safety and fatalities is their number one goal. They spend a lot of money south of Nashville because that 6-lane highway, most times it's a parking lot down there.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
And we think we got it bad above Nashville. I've tried to get to Murfreesboro some mornings, and it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's just funny that you mentioned, because I've got to do some continued education, and I got to do it in Murfreesboro. And I'm thinking, I was talking to them about the structure of the program, and I'm going to have to go to Murfreesboro one evening a week once I start this program.
In the evening?
Yes. And one thing is, I know. I was talking to the Rainey's, my friends. Well, you see Paul Rainey on here all the time, and we were talking about how that you just go around Nashville and just take the long way around and go down 840, go around the east side and hit 840, because you don't want to go through Nashville and try to go down I-24 to Murfreesboro, because it'd take you forever.
During the Nashville floods, I had to take that route some.
Yeah.
And even though you're moving all the time, you're not getting anywhere quicker.
No, but
it's a long way around, isn't it?
It is a long way around, but I'm one of those, I'd rather be moving than sitting in traffic. And I love Nashville. I've spent a lot of years in my career in Nashville. I just love it. But I just don't want to go there now. It's just gotten too busy. I'm like, I'll just stay up here in Robertson County.
We got to figure out how to get the tractor trailers around Nashville.
I know.
And that's not
bypass would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that won't be a cheap fix at all. I mean, I heard numbers like they'd have to raise the gas tax 15 cents a gallon, stuff like that, to get it done. But I really think, and I'm not in the power to say, but I think a toll road is the answer.
I do too.
I've always said that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let the people use it.
Yep.
Pay for it.
Yep.
And trust me, I've been in Kentucky a lot and had toll roads up there. Mm-hmm. It was the best $1, $2 you spent. because he got you from A to B a lot quicker.
Well, they had one down when I was in Texas working. They had one, and it was named after President Bush. And I can remember how wonderful it was to be able to just bypass downtown, the downtown traffic. Because, I mean, I still, with Nashville being in the dad blame center of the country and all of the interstates converging on it, that we don't have a bypass is nuts. I don't understand it. I mean, it's insane. It's how in the world can we not have a bypass? I mean, it makes no sense at all when you look at the way we're situated.
Atlanta's got one, but then sometimes, they was talking about a bypass around Springfield. Well, the merchants in Springfield do not want you to go around them. They want you to come through them.
Yeah.
They want you to spend your money here. So there's a little bit to both sides of the picture there.
Sure.
But anyway, hey, first we need to get back on this program here.
Yes, we do. We were all over the place. Let me do a quick break, and we'll come back. And I mentioned Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Let's just keep going there. Talking about the talent that he has with audio, video production, and how that enables him to help market your properties. When they were in a couple of weeks ago, he was telling me he is a photographer a lot of times for other realtors too, because he says, sometimes when people are looking for a property, it's almost like that dating app where you're flipping through things, and you only get just one little glance, and if you don't catch their eye, they're not going to spend any time looking at your property. And then he does the virtual reality walkthrough tour, so people can walk through your home without having to walk through your home, and he does beautiful walkthrough tours. He'll get you up on Realtor.com. He's a Zillow certified photographer. He's licensed and insured drone pilot, so he can do even that drone footage that you need. Just the whole package there. And Rebecca, it's so interesting. She came out of a radiology background, and somebody said to her, you'd be great in real estate. And she got into it part-time and then went full-time and just doing fabulous, to the point that they're now, as a team, saying, do you want to join our team? Maybe it's something you're thinking about doing, and you want to just kind of test the waters and see what's going on. Well, Exit Realty is a great team to do that with. They'll mentor you and help you along. So whatever it is you're looking for in real estate, whether you want to be a realtor or you've got something to buy, or you want to buy, or you've got something to sell, they're a great team to talk to. Dear friends of mine, they're up in Cross Plains, have been there for over 20 years. They buy and sell they specialize in Robertson County, but they buy and sell also in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. If you want to connect with them, her number is 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. You can connect with them at sellwithbecky.com or by BUYRobertsonCounty.com. Please tell them you turned Cynthia, Mayor Billy Vogel. I'm going to shut up now. What happened last night at the meeting?
Well, I'm gonna back up further than that.
Okay.
A week ago today, the Sheriff's Department headed up, which we've been doing it for 21 years, I think.
You're talking about the 9/11 thing. It would have been yesterday. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah. Today's Tuesday. Of course,
it was on Monday.
We was off. Okay, all right, Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday.
Yeah, we did it the 12th.
Yeah.
And I spoke. Can you imagine the day after? The reality probably didn't set in till the day after.
Oh, yeah.
The morning after, when loved ones was not coming home.
Yeah.
You think, did they get out? Did they make it out? Are they in traffic? Why not they calling? And then you worry about the first responders that were running up the steps as those was running down.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, is my husband or my spouse part of the firefighters that got trapped? You don't know till the next day.
Yeah.
And then it slowly sets in. They're not coming home.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful morning, like this morning.
Yeah.
Just like the day that it happened.
Yeah.
And I think everybody left there really moved.
Yeah.
Really moved.
And I wish I could have been there with you. I was headed to school to teach, but that's always, and I talked to Jessica. She was in here yesterday.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about that as well. And it's just something I just appreciate so much, that we never forget that, and that we always take time to remember. So
yeah, it's kind of like Pearl Harbor. Well, I think about now, when I was a kid, when John F. Kennedy got assassinated, it was talked about every year on the anniversary. Mm-hmm. And now you'll go the whole day and nobody even think about it.
Well, same thing with Pearl. I was telling that to the students the other day when we were talking about the approaching 9/11. None of them were born. These kids were born in 2005. And most of my students, 2005, 2004, somewhere in there. But this happened prior to their birth, and so they only know about it from what we tell them. And I said, that's kind of the same way it was with me with John F. Kennedy's assassination in Pearl Harbor. I only know from what my my family would tell me, and until I went through it as a citizen, the attack on our country, I don't think I had as much of an appreciation for what it's like.
Well, like the Challengers going down.
Dave
Ronald Reagan was shot.
Yep.
All these things that's happened, and we kind of forget about it as time goes by.
Yep.
At Good Morning Robinson County, I was telling them about the county. We got a road called It's a county road. It don't say Robinson. It's just county road, and that's where the landfill is.
Okay.
And trash and the animal control.
Right.
And I asked him, I said, do you know why it's named County Road? And that's the name of it. And nobody said anything. Back after the Depression, the war, when people were going broke, couldn't pay the land taxes, lost their farms, the county bought some land so where these people could build them a house. Or you can imagine, no electricity, no water, whatever, but they did have a roof over their head. And we forget about stuff like that.
I remember you telling me about that. I had no idea that was that way. And then when you mentioned it, I had Bill Jones come in and we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, he was at Good Morning Robinson County.
Right.
It's when I was a kid, they said something about going to the county farm, and what they called the poorhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called County Road, and it was the county farm out there. And if you
County Farm Road, County Farm Road, yeah.
Wow. Anyway.
So
interesting stuff.
Time slips by.
Yes, it does.
We got it. We're so blessed that we don't know how blessed we got it. Hey, let me throw a shout out to the Head sisters. I know they're listening. They always come by the office a lot, and there's 3 sisters that's very close, and they know a lot of history. In fact, Connie, she's over the museum at Cedar Hill. And she does a great job. And I enjoy the museums and stuff and history. I do too. I love part of the history. Well, we got started last night in communications. First thing I did is I welcomed 11 new county commissioners.
11?
Yeah. 11, and we're doing laptops like you got in front of you, so they have been coming to be trained a little bit. They vote by laptop now. We don't do a voice vote. And, where you just call names because it took so long. I know the story of when I first got on in 97. The county court clerk, we had some elderly commissioners that couldn't hear. So when she called her name out, she would raise her head up and look right at them, and they knew then that she was calling their name, and they'd vote. Yeah. I want to tell you, the county commission's really changed. It's changed. But the first thing I did in communications, we had our approval letter come back from the state about our Robinson County budget. Trust me, when we send a budget to the state, they go over it to be sure we've got everything that's a balanced budget, that we did show that we was going to pay for our expenses that we incur, and too bad some other governments don't do that. But anyway, we got that letter back, and we're A-OK. So those of you who's been waiting on your pay raise, it ought to be in the next check, I hope. September 17th through the 23rd was Constitution Week. And I was at a breakfast 2 Saturdays ago, and this lady was talking about the Constitutions. Her main goal was to get a Constitution in the hands of every child in Robinson County schools and the world, the United States.
Yeah.
And she's working hard at it. She's very passionate.
Oh, yeah.
And she asked us, she said, how many of y'all have read the Constitution? Well, I've read parts of it, and then I'd get something I thought was boring, and I wouldn't. But I made a point to try to read that thing.
Yeah.
And if you notice, the first sentences is in order to form a more perfect union. They knew back then it wasn't perfect. And today we still know it's not perfect, but we're making it better in order to form a more perfect union.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It is.
And let's see, national adult education, and the folks that maybe didn't get their diplomas, as they gotten older, they're coming back. And this week is recognition of those that have. The program where you can go back and get your GED or your high school diploma. I'll never forget the first time I spoke to this group after I got elected first term. There was a lady that came through to get her diploma, and she was carrying a newborn baby.
Oh, bless her.
Oh, man, it was neat. It was some good stuff.
Yeah.
And I told those people there, and if I can be elected mayor, now we're talking about me. Everybody knows me. If I can be elected mayor, these people could be astronauts, bankers,
Yeah.
anything they want to be.
Amen.
And the guy come up to me after the program. He said, "You inspire me. I'm fixing to go get my diploma."
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I mean
that's fabulous.
Yeah, and that's
awesome.
And this week is recognition of that. So we talked about that, and man, I'm gonna tell you, and it's if you don't have education, you're never too old to learn.
Mm-mm.
You never are. Just go on back and get it. And of course, in communications, Robson County lost a employee. Last week, Bob. I had Doug Van retire, but I knew I had Bob Hogue till the end of the year to get me, to help. I could do research, the boards, zoning boards. We could get somebody in there to be the director. Well, Bob passed away very unexpectedly, like 4 days later.
Oh, wow.
And he was the planning coordinator. So there was a very big hole in that office. And we're going to fill it, but this is not an easy fill. This is probably going to be one of the biggest hires between the two jobs that's open in Robson County, period. Because we were growing. You've got to have somebody there that understands that the old days are gone. They're gone. People's coming in here from all over the United States, and they're buying land. And you can just see the problems with the cities trying to keep up their sewers and water and everything, that we're outgrowing our infrastructure, and there's not enough money to go around.
And who is this? Because I saw some half-mast, flags, and I didn't
Bob
know.
Hogue, he's been with the county for a long time on the planning commission.
Okay.
And his, in fact, Saturday's visitation starts around 4, and I think the funeral's at 4. Visitation's
I don't
earlier.
know him.
But yeah, Bob been there a long time. I mean, he was a guru. He knew it. He knew it. And there's a lot of rules to R20, R30, R40, R80, and then when you're going back and building onto your house, there's a lot of rules, and he knew all that. And we're gonna miss Bob. Yeah, which he was planning on leaving at the end of the year anyway.
Okay.
So we're getting to the point we're losing a lot of experienced people.
Yeah.
We're like everybody else out in the workforce, where times have changing, and I don't know, all us baby boomers are going to the house, I reckon. Because
They're retiring.
We're hiring a new EMS director too.
Yeah.
And he'll start October the 1st. So we're constantly, there's a change of faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard to find experienced people because, well, you can go to different counties and make maybe more money because they're bigger counties.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you the stress of those jobs. I mean, come back to Robson County, we're very competitive.
Yeah.
Very competitive. And
we're Robson County.
there's no way I would work here, I mean, in Metro, if I could work in Robson County.
I hear about people going and working in Nashville, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, we've had them leave and want to come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially in the EMS field.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to these hospitals in the middle of the night.
You have no idea.
Gunshot wounds.
What?
And what these workers had to go through.
Yeah.
Drug overdoses.
Constantly.
And even though, bless my heart, I had to sign off on autopsies, we do have our share of drug overdoses in Robson County. Mm-hmm. It's a problem that's it's just a bad problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
don't know what the answer is. But still, we're Robson County, and we're not to that point. But we got to keep educating our kids. Mm-hmm. Don't ever fuss about spending money on education.
Amen.
Because the alternative is not acceptable.
Amen.
It's not acceptable.
Talking with Billy Vogel, mayor of our county here, and they had their commissioners meeting last night, and he's going to give us an update on them. I'm going to let you just kind of pour into the meeting because I don't want us to run out of time. And so I'll wait on my next spot because we've got to be done right straight up at 8 o'clock because I have a meeting and I've got to get to it. But so talk to me about what else you did at the meeting last night.
We went to election appointments, of course, because of the election and new people. We had to elect a new chairman last night, which the chairman leads the meeting. Our county, the county mayor usually leads the meeting. We have a county mayor in some counties, like Sumner, have a county executive. Mm-hmm. A county mayor leads the meeting, and he can vote only in breaking a tie.
Right.
A county executive, he does not lead the meeting, but he can veto anything the county commission does.
What?
Yes.
No.
Trust me,
I didn't know that.
I'd rather break a tie once every 4 years than just veto the whole thing the county commission does.
No.
Yeah.
No wonder. I've heard some stories about what goes on up in Sumner County, and now I kind of know a little more about it. I had no idea.
They got some meetings that go to 12, 1 o'clock.
Oh, I know. It gets crazy.
They're like Nashville. I mean, Nashville, when they're working on something that's very controversial, I've sat up and...
Interesting.
Yeah, I've sat up and watched some of the comments, and you see people literally sitting at their desk asleep.
Oh, wow.
And they're doing business. But anyway, I was elected the chairman again for a second term, which that's pretty cool. And we had to have a chairman pro tem, and that's in case I'm sick or absent.
Right.
Knock on wood, that maybe, but still, Faye Stubblefield's our chairman pro tem.
I love Miss Faye.
Yeah, and then here we go again, Devin Hester, retired from the highway department. And I'm going to tell you, Devin was one of the most dedicated people I ever saw in my life. And I've been in a lot of fields. He has trained that highway department down there to be, to me, the best in the state. When they pave a road, it's better than what TDOT does. Yeah, and he's very conscientious about trying to do it right, saving money, and getting all he can get out of a dollar bill from our fuel tax. But he retired. So Troy Atkins was elected by the Highway Commission to take over. He's our new road superintendent. We had to recognize him last night, and just we didn't approve him. More or less, we approved the decision that the Highway Department made and put it on record. So that was in our elections and appointments, and then we moved to our zoning. We had several zoning last night, and it was a kind of a sober moment because Doug Van and Bob's always been there and presented that. Susan Martin was there last night to stand up, and she works in zoning, and explained each zoning issue to the county commission. Of course, we opened the hearing up where people can come up and speak if they're for or against. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zoning matters. And we only had one person spoke, and he just wanted to be sure that the property next to him was surveyed right. And of course, we got that explained to him, and everything was cool. But we had 5 of them. There was Ag 2 to RP 80. So if you ask what that is, Ag 2 is just really just general agriculture. But they're going to build a house on an 80,000 square foot lot. Yeah. And which is a pretty good sized lot. Yeah. Because we're talking about acres, what, 5.2 or something?
I'm not sure right off the
but
top of my
anyway,
head,
well, I think I'm 5'2", maybe how many feet's in a mile, I guess. but in the last one was Ag 2 going to low density R40, which passed, and that was in District 3 up toward White House. If you'll notice, usually the districts that are heavy populated, the lots will get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Nashville. You want to houses right on top of each other.
Yeah, and out in the country, you'll see 5-acre tracts. I'm getting a lot of opposition to the 5-acre tracts now. A lot of the farmers are against them because it's eating up more farmland. And a lot of people would love to have 2 acres, but they don't necessarily want 5.
Right.
And it's something we may have to look at.
Well, it's so funny. When we bought our place, we were only looking for about 10.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to have a place to house our business. We were roofing contractors. And it's so funny. We met Lloyd Kite, and he had a 40-acre section to sell us. And I was like, oh, I don't want that much land. Now I wish I'd bought the whole thing.
Yes.
So I'm glad I've got the 40 I've got. But I in hindsight, I'm like, man, I wish I'd bought all that. Because he had another big chunk right beside us.
Yeah, Lloyd, he goes all the way up next to ASCS office up there on the Moore Boulevard, what you call it, Gene Davidson Parkway, and he had a pretty good stretch of land through there, And still, I ride by every day, and there's turkeys out there next to the road and deer. Yeah, beautiful piece of property.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's of course you got the airport on one side coming off with other people. The airport's doing a lot of good things now. The board's changed.
It's fascinating, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Gina's out there.
There's a lot going on out there.
Miss Jean Holt's out there. I need to call her and get her.
She's on the airport board. Yeah. Very important. Jerry Converse. It's a lot of people that take their time. Jerry just got back from National Guard camp last week.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing his thing there, and he
Very
serves
cool.
on it. You know, it's there's a lot of new people. Paul Nutting's out there as chairman. So
I'll get them in because we need to get an airport.
Yes,
Okay.
you do need to get them in
Absolutely.
there. And of course, they have the new terminal. And if you want to rent the room out there, the conference room, you can.
Yep.
And I think people ought to go out there and do that and see what's going on at the airport. Flight school, there's people flying in and out all the time. If they can start doing helicopter lessons, I think, if they're not already. Mm-hmm. The crop dusters are out there. It's just, there's
It's
a
a
lot
fun
going on.
place to visit. for
Yeah,
sure.
it is a good place to
Okay,
visit.
keep going. What else do we
All right, we got into resolutions. I'll have to turn and look at them because I'm telling you, well, we did our reports and everything, and all that went pretty cool. But the meeting went pretty quick because you know why the meeting went so quick last night?
Why?
Everybody wanted to get home and watch the Titans.
Uh-oh.
And they wanted to get to watch the Titans get smoked. Yeah, and they did. I mean, it was bad. I can't believe people waking up this morning, they're probably mad about how bad they got beat.
I didn't even know they played last night. I'm pitiful. I don't pay any attention to football.
Well,
I just not unless I tell her I don't like sports unless I got a dog in the race.
Yeah.
You know, unless one of my kids is out there or my grandchildren, I just don't care.
Well,
So
I'm just
not a
going to
sports
guess
fan.
a lot of people's interested in sports now.
Oh, yeah.
Because sports betting is legal. It's legal.
Listen to me. That we were talking at the school thing yesterday. We had teachers in service, so they had the CTE teachers. We went around to Electrolux and to Bath Fitters and to Aerotech. Oh my gosh, I love Aerotech. Their story is just so. And all of these companies are fabulous, but Aerotech's kind of my favorite because I just love their story. But I digress. Talking to Mr. Gregory, he was talking about all this money that's coming in for the CTE programs, and the reason why we're getting it is because of sports betting.
Well,
It's the money from sports betting.
I won't never
And it's
forget.
like, oh.
Before we even started this, they carried my leadership class. I think, Roberts County leadership. We went over to the Capitol and Trey Harding come out and spoke, and I remember asking him. I said, "How are you going to manage this sport betting?
Yeah.
Have you even?" He just looked at blank look in his face. He said, "This is going to be a kind of a learning curve
Yeah.
because how do you?" We're talking about so much money and the companies that's come into it, and I don't know if it's making as much as they thought, but it's kind of like tied in with the lottery.
Yeah. It's bringing a lot of money into the schools.
Yeah.
Good land. I mean,
Yeah, it's
what they were talking about yesterday blew my mind, and but it's gonna be translated into programs for our students that are more vocational, that are vocational type programs, rather than they're going to have more options rather than college, to where they can go into more of a trades field.
It's kind of like I said something to my pastor one time. I said, if I hit the lottery, will the church take their part of it? And he told me, he said, "Yeah, Billy." He said, "My job is to take bad money and make it good." And so that's what we're talking about, this sports betting and everything, taking those tax dollars. And, it's like the Prohibition years ago. They found out that they didn't have enough money to fight it, so why not just tax it again and make money off of it?
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I work with Celebrate Recovery, and we'll be at Epiphany tonight. With Celebrate Recovery at Epiphany Baptist Church, and they're every Tuesday night. But if it's a stronghold in your life, I don't gamble because I think I might have a problem with it. And I've never had a problem, but when the lottery first came, I was just a little bit too into it. And I just got to a place where I was like, I don't need to be doing this. And I just stopped. So I don't gamble at all. I don't gamble at all. It's the promise I made to God. I'm like, I'm just not going to do that anymore. But, for some people, if whatever's a stronghold in your life, anything that has a stronghold on you, you should not do. And for some people, gambling is that thing, and it's ruined lives, just like drugs ruin lives, alcohol ruins lives, all these things that can be a stronghold, and gambling can be. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, but because I don't do it because I don't think I need to. I don't think I should do that because I think it could be a problem for me. So I don't.
When it gets to be where you're putting your house payment or your house rent up, trying to think you're going to get it back, you're not going to get it back. It's kind of like loaning money to a friend. You might have in your head that it's gone.
Yeah.
You may not see it again.
Yeah.
Don't let it's Yeah, we could talk about this all day.
Yeah, I know. And we're going to run out of time. And I'm talking with, let me go ahead and do my next ad. I'm talking with Mayor Billy Vogel, County Mayor here in Robertson. We got to pay the bills, We're going to talk real quickly about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. Right now is that moment. I was checking the Facebook page yesterday, and I'm kind of watching to see when they make adjustments on the hours, because what will happen is the days get shorter. They'll cut their hours back a bit. Right now, they're open 7 days a week still. You can go by there from their posting on their Facebook page says they're open from 9 to 6:30. Now, as it gets darker, you're going to see them around less and less, but they are there to help you, and all you got to do is just call them. If you're trying to find something, 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. And what they want you to know is that they have got some wonderful deals on the perennials that are left. If you've got the summer stock that they would have had for perennials, half price right now. And those are ones, while, you're thinking, well, I'm not going to get much bang for my buck at the moment, you can plant them. They're going to come back next year. But you can go out and get, half price on perennials and then have them in your garden as the everything reblooms next year. And they always have the best succulents around. They are just absolutely beautiful, and they've got just a ton of those things in the greenhouse. Go by and pick some of those beautiful succulents, and maybe spark up your house plants and things like that with those. And for fall, they have got their fall color this year is petunias, or no, pansies. Pansies is what they've got for fall color this year. They did not get their mums planted because Miss Jane was sick at the time. And so they're telling, just do not worry about that. You can come out and get you some beautiful pansies ready to go. And also, too, they've got some beautiful handmade aprons and pot holders and things like that. Just all kinds of fun things going on at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. You've got gifts for all those in your family. And they also are your CBD source. That is my thing. My doctor recommended I get on CBD, and it has kept me off pharmaceuticals because it has really helped me with my arthritis, and it may be what you need as well. Go by and see them. They're at 4920 Highway 161. That number again to call, 615-384-3185. And when you call them, tell them you Charlie Central. Again, that number, 615-384-3185. Mayor Billy Vogel, go quick. What else have you got?
We got into our resolutions last night, and Bobby Couts from up around Cross Plains is our new budget chairman. He introduced a resolution last night where it was a balanced budget, folks. Balanced budget. That means that the expenses and the revenue were already here. We've already planned on this, but the juvenile court department wanted to buy some new computers. And of course, computers, folks, they live, they die. You have to buy new. Technology changes every day, and we're constantly fighting a battle where viruses don't come in, hackers, because a lot of this stuff is very personal, the information in these computers. But anyway, we go through the circuit court clerk's office where, in part of the fines that are paid, there's money that's stored back for computers and stuff to keep the court systems going without the taxpayers in general having to fund these projects. Mm-hmm. So that was a $5,900, let's say $6,000, that passed, of course, and then I said something. We had a hole at zoning. We had a gentleman leave that was running. He was the director. He had some sick days and stuff, and had to do a payout for him. Of course, this money was put back. We knew this day was coming, and we was able to do that. It's just general housekeeping.
Sure.
Yeah, and in the sheriff's department, Jeff DeLong from Greenbrier, county commissioner, he's our chairman of the law enforcement committee. The sheriff has got 3 cars that he's doing surplus property on, and they'll be carried somewhere, destroyed, or sold at auction, however they want to do it. And that's just part of when we get 3, we buy 3. We got to show 3's going somewhere else. That's part of how the government works in the county. And that's the only resolutions we had last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for the meeting.
I kept the commissioners late to discuss the infrastructure money that the cities are requesting. We had some cities that the state used the math and gave them a check for infrastructure money, but then from around Cross Plains to exit 19 on that side of the county, the people that are getting water from their water facilities, those facilities didn't get any money. So the county has some money to try to distribute to even things up and make it fair. I explained to the county commissioners where we was at on this, and I don't know if there's going to be any money left, because I'm going to tell you, when you start doing water lines, it's very expensive.
Right.
First thing is you got to do that developing engineering, architects, and that is not cheap. And of course, most of their money, some of them's based on the price.
Get on that microphone for me.
The price of the whole project.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the project comes in at, they get a certain percentage because, and we got like $3 million. The county got sent back to them that the state didn't give the cities, and $3 million is not going to go far. No, it's like spitting
really
on
not.
hot pavement.
Yeah.
And I've got a big job to decide how that goes out. The county commissioners are going to be giving me their opinions. Of course, there's letters, going out, however you want to say it. Maybe trying to persuade people, or how, politicking, I guess, is the word I'm looking for.
Well,
so that's coming down the pike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and if you have any questions for Mayor Vogel while he's out here, we've got a few more minutes that we can field some questions. And I know Trent's going on there. Y'all come to the fair tonight. Yes, Trent, you missed the first part of the show. We talked for 10 minutes about the fair and all that's going on. So we got you, brother. The parade is at 5. And you got to pick these books up. They're all over town. I'm letting the mayor have one of mine, but I'm going to hang on to this one. And right in the center, we cannot say enough about the music. Is going to be awesome.
And the catalog is great, Trent.
Oh, yeah, it is. And if anybody knows who did this catalog, please let us know. I would love to know.
Let me tell you, Trent, we had county commission last night, and I went by the fairgrounds on the way home around 8:30 or 9. There was people out there milling around, but this morning when I come back about 6:30, it was a completely different scene. It's like the Tooth Fairy had come in during the night. I mean, this bunch just move in the middle of the night and they move out by night or what? 'Cause it looked like a fair when I got.
Fairy.
Yeah, it looked like a fair, and I went by this morning.
That's fabulous. And I want somebody to fill me in on who won all the Fairest of the Fair things. I don't know. So I would love to have an update on that and let me know. But we'll continue to talk about the fair all week long. It's going to be fabulous. You want to get out there tonight. You've got, of course, the parade that starts at 5, and it will end up at the fairgrounds. You've got on the Century stage tonight, you got Justin Gustin and Truth Jones. I heard Justin the other night. He's so good. And you're going to want to be there. Matt Dominic is going to be on the singer-songwriter stage, which is over behind the stands, is over there by the concessions booth, and he's going to be there from 5 to 7:30 each night. And then as far as the events that are happening, the main events, you've got Tuesday night, we've got the baking competitions at 2 today. Fair parade's at 5. And we've got Miss Elizabeth Graves is going to do her smoothie demonstration at 6 p.m. in the UT Extension office. You got, again, Matt playing on the singer-songwriter stage. Justin Gustin and Truth Jones will be on the center stage 6 to 9. The dairy show's happening at 7. And then you got barrel racing at 7 p.m. in the arena. So that's what's happening tonight. Now, I don't know if you heard in the news that they're not going to have the chicken show because of some kind of chicken flu or something. And
maybe that's why eggs are so high.
So I don't know.
Seems like something's got the flu all the time.
Yeah.
Let me say about going to the fair is the smell of the food. That healthy food that you can get at the fair, the smells and
funnel
everything,
cakes and fried things and corn dogs,
and the blooming onions and
oh my. Hey, so fun.
And a lot of work goes in putting in that fair. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Kudos. I want to bring up our high school football teams right now. I noticed some of them are doing real well, and this week, I know East Robinson, Joe Burns was always a big rivalry when I was in school. We call each other Hay Bell High. But if East Robinson beat you, it was a long summer. And right now, they've had our number for a couple of years. But East Robinson's got a good football team.
Yeah, is that happening Friday or something?
This Friday night, yeah. And,
okay.
And Springfield's playing good ball. Greenbrier has got some great athletes that's being recruited for colleges. Robinson County's blessed with our football talent. We started. As I was growing up, we started junior pro. Mm-hmm. These kids are learning now how to line down before they get to high school, and it's really helped Robertson County football.
Well, and I'm going to get to some Greenbrier football games. I can't go this week because I've already got commitments at the fair, but it's the homecoming for Greenbrier this week, and so
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I know. I wish we'd not put it on Fair Week, the homecoming, but I mean, you just.
Well, at least it's not raining.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff for everybody to go to.
Yeah.
I think the Chamber's getting ready to do their golf. I mean, there's skeet shooting thing. They got everybody's got something going on.
It sure does. I saw Jordan yesterday. I need to get an update from her, but there's just stuff happening all over town.
Adams is getting ready to have their smoke play.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see the play about the tobacco wars.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do that. I talked to Mr. Henson and Tim, and I'm gonna go see the tobacco wars play this year. And they've got like Red River Tales or something going on.
Yeah, Rick Gregory does a lot of that. He spoke at the radio in Logan County yesterday. I heard that advertised about all the history down through there.
It's fascinating. It really is. And everybody knows I don't like all the witch stuff. That just plays with spiritual stuff that I don't even want to talk to you about. But the history of how that began, Tim kind of straightened me out on that, and it's fascinating. And you just got to not let the folks who want to make that something that it's not take it over, and look at the historical side of it and the reason why those tales were told, and they are tales, and I don't even want to go there, but yeah, I'm gonna go see the Tobacco Wars play. Let me go ahead and do my last break real quick as we're getting ready to head out, and this is one I'm so excited about. Cumberland Connect, bringing high-speed internet to Robertson County. If you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access to it, and they're on my road. Now, these are only the guys putting up the utility poles. They were in there last week, and I said, "Are you guys with Cumberland Connect?" They said, "No, we're a subcontractor putting in the structure for them to put the lines in." So it's the first step. So I'm very excited because I've got so much I need to do from my house, and I can't do it. I have to come up to the studio. I have to go to the church, one of my places of employment, to get access to high-speed internet. And I'm just so thrilled that it's going to be in my house very soon. And I am I'm kicking AT&T out the door, y'all. You got a lot of good people that work for AT&T, but that company has let me down in a very big way. And I've talked a lot about that, so I cannot wait. Because, I mean, AT&T is charging me $65 a month for terrible internet. For $80 with Cumberland Connect, I'm going to get 1,000 megabits per second. That's a gig. No data caps. We're going to get a Wi-Fi 6 router included with internet service, no extra charge, 24/7, 365 days a year, technical support that won't be in another country. Just saying, AT&T. That's what happened over the 4th of July weekend. You know. We've talked about these things, and they got a referral program. If you want to know when they're coming to your neighborhood, go to www.cumberlandconnect.org, www.cumberlandconnect.org. Put in your zip code, and you will find out just when you can expect them to be knocking on your door saying, "Oh, come over to better internet." Cumberland Connect. If you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access just like me. Let's say by the end of the year, I'm going to have it. Do you have it? What kind of internet do you have, brother?
I've got what you're...
Do you have Cumberland Connect already?
Yes, I do.
Bless you.
See, for some reason, Robertson County, they started from the outside and went in.
Well, because they went to the folks who were in the worst shape.
And,
they were. I mean, that's what they should have done. The folks who had no connectivity got to go first, and that's what it should have been. And yes, Jim. Jim Guston's going. Tell them to come to the fair. I've already done it, Jim. We got you covered. We got you covered, Mr. Guston. I saw him on Saturday night. He's fabulous, and so he's going to be there. And they've got him in the program. I'm just getting to know Mr. Guston, and they've got him in the program as Justin Guston and Truth Jones, and then they introduced him Saturday night as Jim. So what is it, Jim? But I guess it's Jim, and maybe his formal name is Justin. I don't know. But anyway, he's awesome. And you can go and actually check my Facebook page from Saturday night, and I put up several videos of him and Tommy. Oh, they're so good. But anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Don't forget animal control. Just because they're on County Farm Road, they're out of sight. They're not out of mind. These animals are ready to be adopted. We take volunteers. Please don't forget about our animal control and our dogs and cats. And hey, there's goats, chickens, rabbit, gerbils. It's unreal.
Gerbils.
Gerbils.
Is it gerbils or gerbles?
I don't know. It's like big rats, but it's all out there. please don't forget about them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and seemed like there's something slipping my mind, but I'm hoping. It ain't hoping it's going to come true. 911 radio system, new towers.
Yeah.
I will sign the contract at the end of this month.
Outstanding.
In fact, I'm leaving here today and go straight to a 911 meeting.
Outstanding. So by the time you come back, we will have that in place.
We will be working on it. It's probably going to be a year and a half.
Well, I mean, you'll have the contract signed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if
signed.
it runs by the end of the month.
Yeah. And,
awesome.
Yeah, and I'll explain some more of that next month.
And I tell you, that's one of those things from the first moment you came in, when we were still across the hall over there, you were talking about this. From the very moment you got elected, that was the first thing on your mind. And I'm just so proud you're able to see it through.
When people call and say, I tried to get through to 911, I couldn't get through.
You bet. That's life and death, y'all.
Yeah, there's
that's
what
life
do you
and death.
say? What do you say?
Yep. Yeah. All right, Mayor Billy Vogel, his office is always open, and be nice to him. He's a nice guy. I'm telling you, when he comes in here and tells me y'all been mean to him, that just upsets me. Don't do that.
Dude,
Don't do
hey,
that.
just treat everybody with respect, and
Amen.
because we're all striving to make Roberts County the best county.
We're all God's children. Be nice to each other. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much, Mayor Billy Vogel, my friend, and always a great visit here on One Street Over. God bless you. Have a fabulous day. This is 1100 WSGI. Go to the fair tonight. And don't miss the parade at 5.
Over you in your